I'm just trying to pull something up on my computer. So we talked about coping skills last week. If you want to go back and look at those videos, they all look the same. It says like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. There were 5 of them, Monday through Friday. Each one we talked about a different coping skill. And then today, what I want to talk about, having your coping skills that work for you in the moment, whether it's like, I like to say crisis, meaning it doesn't have to be like a life or death situation. Crisis to me is any type of crisis. It can be a mini crisis. We have things every day that happen. I just heard my dog get off the couch. I use this example even. Like a mini crisis, honestly, might be my dog recently went blind. So it's like a whole change of lifestyle right now for me. I had to like teach myself to teach her how to walk around. A mini crisis for me lately has honestly been like if she has an accident in the house, which has been happening a lot more frequently, and I'm like on the way to work, I can't obviously leave it there. I mean, there's little mini crises that we go through all the time, and your crisis might be different than someone else's crisis. I don't think that sometimes people see the word crisis and like they're like, oh, I don't need to listen to a crisis nurse. Crisis is just the name of where I work. That's what I've been doing for about 12 years-ish. That's the part of the ER that deals with mental health. So again, a crisis for one person can be a really bad breakup. A crisis for somebody else might be just that they're overwhelmed with a lot of different things. So essentially what we do is we do evaluations to see, you know, how safe or unsafe that person is. Obviously in the crisis unit, like we're talking about sometimes like suicidality. I'm just talking about how to get through a situation more like so it doesn't become a bigger crisis, how to just handle different stressors and burnout and stuff. Grief counseling groups are so helpful. Absolutely. I actually really like the group model myself. Even if you don't have the exact same type of issues, just because you can share and relate and connect. And that's honestly one of the reasons why I share a lot of stuff, either like personally or stuff that I've seen or heard, like that clients and patients have shared with me. And then I like to talk about it and share about it live. So that's kind of like a little bit of background about why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I come on live. But I just wanted to give a little bit of like what I did last week, what I'm doing now. So you have your coping skills that you use every time that you need them, like you pull them out. Basically you have, I said last week, it's helpful to like make a list, honestly, of your coping skills, or just think about like what really helps you get through bad days. We talked about music. We talked about obviously seeking support from somebody, journaling, whether it's writing it down or recording yourself, which one person said has been really helpful for her. She tried it already. So different coping skills for different people. Praying obviously is a huge one. So today and tomorrow, what I want to talk about is you have your coping skills. That's like what you can control in the situation, your reaction, what you're going to do. We can only control so much. The second thing that sometimes you can control more than others is actually removing, or I like to say like declutter your life, like removing negativity. So you have your coping skill. Okay, I got upset. I took 5 minutes to walk around outside for a second and listen to my music, and now I'm calm. But what can I then control when I have to go maybe back into that same situation? Obviously, we can't always remove negativity because a lot of the negativity is around us. It's people or things or situations. But the things that we can control in terms of removing the people we can, removing the situations that we can. If you have to like go back into work when you're upset you just came back from your walk, but you have to like, you know, be at work for another 4 hours or whatever that day. What can you do to remove yourself from a certain person or a certain situation? If you work in like an office space, are you able to close your door? Is it something that you can, you know, temporarily remove somebody? In a bigger realm of things, if it's a situation where you need to heal from something, you know, do you actually have to remove a person out of your life? Do you have to remove a situation completely out of your life? Do you have to take a break from something? If you're feeling like, you know, you maybe are getting short-winded with like your parents or your children, can you take some time away from that situation or that person? Honestly, like even negative habits, negative hobbies, anything that is causing you as a faithful person, the way I think of it, as anything that's not causing you to go towards God or with God. So anything that's not bringing you to God or bringing you towards God, may then be something that you need to get rid of. I always say like habits and hobbies that are bad, you know, bad habits, bad hobbies, they're like leeches, or bad people that are sucking the life out of you. They're like leeches, like sucking all of the life out of you, taking what they can, and you're not being able to then have anything left. You know, they're sucking like your happiness out, maybe. You know, if you're like a people pleaser, you tend to just say yes, 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 I'll help you here. It's great to help people, but if you're not doing okay, you can't essentially help other people if you're not feeling like you're doing okay. Hey, Dom. So once you properly remove the person or the habits or whatever it is that's holding you back, that's basically the first step of setting the healthy boundaries that we need to set. You basically decide how they're built and how they're nurtured. And a lot of times you might not even realize that you're not healing because you haven't set those strong boundaries. I'll give an example for myself, or other people that have gone through divorce have said this as well. Like when you're getting divorced, you hear a lot of noise from around you. You have a lot of opinions coming at you, especially when you're Catholic or Christian, because divorce is wrong in the church. That in and of itself is a huge struggle. Or like when you're grieving anything, if you're grieving a loss, I mean, I've, heard people actually tell you it's like they think you're not grieving the right way or something. I had a friend who lost his significant other recently, and he was like, I can't believe the amount of people that are telling me like, you should get out of the house, you should try to keep going, basically telling him how to grieve. Everyone grieves differently. Everyone's divorces are different. Everyone's breakups are different. Everyone's situations in life are different. So when you're going through something yourself, you know the coping skills that are going to help you. If you have people coming at you, telling you how to get through something or how to grieve, that's honestly only going to hold you back, because you need to do what's best for you. So sometimes that might be being blunt or honest with somebody that you love and just say, this is my grief, or this is my divorce, and this is what I need to do better. And you might need to gently tell somebody that you care about and that cares about you that, this isn't how I need to be supported right now. You maybe need to tell them what will support you and how you can be supported. Because again, in order for you to heal with God, you need to listen to God. You need to listen to your conversations that you're having with Him. You go to pray to him, and you know, you're feeling in your heart that you're supposed to do or say something, and then you start hearing all of this like stuff from other people, all of this feedback from other people, and you have to, it's gonna feel very uncomfortable in the beginning when you first start setting these boundaries, because it may be something that you've never done before. It might be something that, you know, you might feel like you're being rude, or you're being for lack of a better term. But sometimes you have to in order to do what you know is right for you. So that's just kind of brushing the surface. I was just gonna do an introduction tonight about what I mean by removing negativity, giving some examples. If anyone wants to comment, I know I'll be posting the replay of this in a little bit. If anyone wants to comment, maybe what types of things, like if maybe you need help removing boundaries, setting boundaries, removing negativity, giving me examples in the comments about some boundaries or negativity that either you've had happen like to you, like you've had some type of negativity come at you when you were going through something difficult, and then we can kind of conversate about it. I know it's kind of a hard time right now too with it's always difficult to figure out what's the best time to go live on here, because I know depending on where you're at, it can be like bedtime or dinner time. But if you watch the replay and you want to give any comments about